बच्चे हैं, they have chosen their topic. So Siddhi is going to present about 10 virtues, and Harshit has chosen the topic about Jain story telling in Hindi. So he is covering both. His story is about Mahavir's life story, Mahavir Swami's life story. So he is going to present about Mahavir Swami. So first it is going to present about 10 virtues. So there is a presentation that she is going to walk us through. So let me start the presentation for her.
everyone. And today we will be joining Kids College, where kids of all kinds come to learn JVB. Today we will all be kids and we'll be learning the 10 virtues. The first one is forgiveness. In forgiveness, you forgive people for what they've done bad. And the I will tell about forgiveness. We forgive people if we've done bad. For example, if somebody has pushed us by accident or by purpose, we forgive them. The next one is humility. Humility is being happy for what you have. And for example, if you have a humility is not thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less. Humility creates more oxygen in the room. It allows for others to participate and co-mo together and make a change.
Make a change.
Straightforwardness is, some meanings are plainness, honesty, simpleness, bluntness, fervor, rightness, outspokenness. Well, these are all synonyms for straightforwardness. It really means that there's only one meaning for it, and if you have two meanings, like if you want to share chocolate with someone, but if you want to keep it to yourself, and you say, oh, you wouldn't like this chocolate. And you have two meanings, so that isn't straightforward. One is you wouldn't like it, and two, you don't want to give it. Is contentment. Contentment is an attitude that says, I will be satisfied with what God has given me. Never let the things you want make you forget the things you have. Contentment is where you control your desires and you don't want more. You're happy with what you have. The next one is truthfulness. Truthfulness will keep me out of trouble. If I lie, my punishment will be double. Truthfulness will keep me out of trouble, so always tell the truth. Lies shouldn't be coming into truth. truthful, you should cross off lies and check mark truth. The next one is self-restraint. Self-restraint is make sure you control what some things you do, like speech, food, entertainment, and vanity. In speech, you can control what you're saying. And in food, you can control not eating too much of what or not drinking too much chai or something like that. Next one is entertainment. It's either not watching bad or it's not watching too much. And the next one is vanity. The next one is vanity, is smartness, not putting it too much. All of these spiritual words take us to straight poison. The next one is finance. Do not be afraid of confession. Repent tough to sins. You try to get rid of them. And the next one is renunciation. This is when Swami Siddhananda. True renunciation consists of getting rid of all attachment, passion, lust, greed, anger, and give up the illusory feeling of inness and meanness. Non-attachment. What is non-attachment? Non-attachment is letting go of the thoughts and emotions that create suffering. Once you can stop being so attached to your thoughts, you will experience tremendous relief, inner peace, and pervading sense of joyful well-being. Celibacy, sense control, balance, calmness, dispassion, mindfulness, silence. 10 virtues is forgiveness, humility, straightforwardness, contentment, truthfulness, finance, renunciation, non-attachment, celibacy. You can learn them. An easy way to remember them is FHS, CTS, PRNC. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Does anybody have questions?
How did you learn all this? And how did you find out all the meanings of it?
We learned it in Jainism class and
Somebody.
सभी को मेरा नाम हर्षल है और आज मैं ज्ञान कक्षा का विद्यार्थी हूँ। आज मैं भगवान महावीर और जीवन की बारे में बात करूँगा। जैन धर्म के 21st तीर्थंकर महावीर स्वामी का जन्म आज से लगभग 2600 वर्ष पहले कुंदोपुर बिहार में हुआ था। उनके पिता का नाम सिद्धार्थ और माता का नाम त्रिशला देवी था। वर्धमान बचपन से ही होनहार हिम्मत वाले थे। उन्होंने एक बार अपने दोस्त को सांप से बचाया था। दूसरे समय में एक प्रेत आत्मा ने वेश बदलकर एक लड़के की तरह उनके साथ जुड़े थे। फिर भी वर्धमान ने उनको परिचित किया था, इसलिए उनको महावीर के नाम से भी जाना जाता है। वे साधु बनाना चाहता थे और हमेशा भगवान की भक्ति में रहते थे। यह देखकर उनके माता पिता ने उनके विवाह कर दिया। जब वे 20 इयर्स के थे तब उनके पिता की मृत्यु हो गई और उनके जीवन पर गहरा प्रभाव पड़ गया। 30 वर्ष की उम्र में वे राजपथ छोड़कर तपस्या करने जंगलों में चले गए। 12 वर्ष तक उन्होंने कठोर तपस्या की और फिर उन्हें केवल ज्ञान प्राप्त हुआ। अगले 30 वर्ष तक महावीर नंगे पांव चलकर पूरे भारत में सनातन सत्य का प्रचार किया। उनके संदेश है जियो और जीने दो। उनके उद्देश्य है 1. सत्य पर चलना, 2. चोरी नहीं करना, 3. अहिंसा का पालन करना, 4. अपरिग्रह का पालन करना, 5. ब्रह्मचर्य का पालन करना। इन सिद्धांतों पर चलकर मनुष्य मोक्ष प्राप्त कर सकते हैं। महावीर स्वामी का निर्वाण 72 इयर्स की उम्र में पावापुरी में हुआ। हमें भी महावीर स्वामी के आदर्श और उनके बताया मार्ग पर चलना चाहिए। आप सब मिलकर जोर से बोले मेरे साथ, भगवान महावीर स्वामी की। ऐसे नहीं, आवाज पावापुरी तक पहुंचनी चाहिए। और एक बार जोर से बोले मेरे साथ, भगवान महावीर स्वामी की। थैंक यू फॉर लिसनिंग।
Good job, Harshil and Siddhi. This was a nice presentation. Omar, come for both the kids one more time.
Very good job, Harshil and Siddhi both. Now, next up, I would like to invite the Darshan group teachers, Mansi and Hema, to please come up and let us all know what their kids will be presenting.
मैं दर्शन ग्रुप की हिंदी टीचर हूँ। बहुत ही प्यारे बच्चे हैं मेरी क्लास के। इस साल हमने हिंदी में मात्राएं सीखी, सिंपल वर्ड्स सीखे, कॉम्पोजिट वर्ड्स कैसे अप्लाई होती हैं मात्राएं वो सीखी, पोएम सीखी, हिंदी पढ़ना सीखा। तो it was a very good experience for me interacting with these kids, trying to teach them Hindi, जो कि यहाँ पे आपने देखा हर्षिल इतना क्यूट लैंग्वेज में हिंदी बोल रहे थे, वो मुझे रोज सुनने को मिलता है जब मैं क्लास करती हूँ। तो आई रियली एंजॉय इट। मेरी क्लास के बच्चे थोड़ा थोड़ा परफॉर्म करेंगे आपके लिए। सबसे पहले शिवानी बताएंगी कि उन्होंने एक स्नीक पीक ऑफ जो उन्होंने मात्राएं सीखी हैं। शिवानी।
वंदनी नमन स्वामी सन्नी जी, जय जिनेंद्र एवरीवन। आज मैं 5 व्यंजन मात्रा के साथ बोलूंगी। क, का, की, कु, के, कई, को, क, कम, कह। क, खा, की, खु, के, कई, को, ख, खम, कह। ग, घा, की, गु, के, कई, को, ग, कम, कह। घ, घा, की, घु, के, कई, को, ग, खम, कह। च, चा, ची, चू, चे, चो, छं, छह। च, छा, छी, छू, छे, छो, छं, छह। धन्यवाद।
नेक्स्ट तन्वी आपके लिए बहुत ही नए स्टाइल में पोयम लेके आई हैं। उसका कंटेंट पे ध्यान दीजिएगा।
आलू अच्छे होते हैं, आलू शायद खाते होंगे। बच्चे के बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं। आलू बुरा होता है और थोड़ा मोटा भी है। मुझे आलू बहुत पसंद है पर लहसुन नहीं पसंद है।
और आप लोग जान ही गए होंगे कि ये पोयम किसने लिखी है। नेक्स्ट आदि आ रहे हैं। आदि ने पर्यूषण के बारे में कुछ लिखा है हिंदी में, आपको पढ़ के सुनाएंगे।
इसको प्रोजेक्ट नहीं कर सकते। जो उन्होंने लिखा है वो प्रोजेक्ट नहीं कर सकते।
प्रोजेक्ट नहीं करो।
प्रवचन साल में एक बार मनाते हैं। प्रवचन 8 दिन का होता है। आखिरी दिन हम चाबी विक्रम एक दूसरे को बोलते हैं, यानी हम हमारी भूल के लिए माफी मांगते हैं। हम उपवास भी करते हैं। प्रवचन हमारे आत्मा को साफ करता है।
हाँ, धन्यवाद।
और अब अंशुल भी एक स्नीक पीक देंगे कि उन्होंने हमारे साथ मात्राएं जो सीखी इस साल वो कैसी साउंड करेंगी।
My name is JVB everybody, and this is my podcast. Ka ka ki ku ku ke kai ko kau ko ka ta ta ti tu tu te tai do tau tas ka ma ma mi mu mu me mai mo ma 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 la la li lu lu le lai lo la 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 pa pa bi pu pu pe kai po pa pa pa. Thank you.
और आपने देखा कि उसने अपने खास व्यंजन चूज करके मात्राएं अप्लाई की थी। और अब संभव आ रहे हैं। अब देखिए आज इस पोएम के साथ। थैंक यू। इमाम भाई जिन्होंने जैनिज्म सिखाया था हमारे बच्चों को दर्शन ग्रुप के, वो आपके सामने आ रहे हैं इंट्रोड्यूस करने जैनिज्म का करिकुलम।
Bangalore. Jai Hinendra everyone. We started the Jainism simple program on virtues last year. So every time we had a Gyanshala, we would talk about one virtue. And we would ask, why virtues? Can somebody say, why did we choose virtues? Basic building blocks, okay. Anything else?
That defines your character.
Defines the characters, okay. Foundation, okay. Yeah. Brings peace within you. Okay. So, Harshil, yes, Harshil has something. Okay. So, the reason we chose, and these are very good answers by the way, and this is one of the reasons we started to building our program in such sense. What is virtues in Hindi? Gun, right? And how do we measure our Jainism? How high up you go up in Jainism? Gunastan. So what is it? Gunastan means is starting your virtues and growing them. If you don't have a virtue, you try to bring them. Gun praktana. And गुणों को प्रकटा कर उसको विकसित करना, यही जैनिज्म है, सिंपल भाषा में. इसीलिए we started Jainism in a very सहज and सरल style. Okay, so these 10 virtues we have started. So each kid is going to talk about their virtue this year, and they're going to say something about 2 benefits of this. Okay, so Shivani.
I chose truthful, and the meaning of it is to not say a lie. And the benefits of it is that if you say the lie, then it will come back to you. And the second benefit is that people will trust you more. More people will trust you.
Correct.
not be too proud of your accomplishments. It kills your ego, and you can also gain friends.
Oh my.
My virtue is completeness, and the first benefit is that giving stops your anger, and you can gain people's respect.
Oh my.
My favorite virtue is self-control or saya. It means to have self-awareness and being able to control your mind. So benefits are that you can be able to control any ill thoughts or actions. And another benefit is that you can stay calm whenever.
Oh my.
I chose contentment. Contentment's definition is being satisfied with everything you have. Benefit one of contentment is true happiness, and benefit two is not having to work as much.
Oh my.
We're going to just put these posters in the bag. If you have any questions to each kid, you can just go and talk to them and ask them about their posters. Encourage them if you want to. So they've done a lot of work to help us out. Thank you.
Oh my.
Thank you, Himanga and Mansi. Your kids did an amazing job. Next up is going to be Charitra Group 1. So I'm going to invite Anusha to talk to us about what her students are going to be presenting.
So इस साल मेरे बच्चों को हिंदी में short stories कैसे पढ़ना है. I mean, they have learned to read the short stories and write the sentences and read the question and answer them. So they have done a very good job. So today I have only two students, Rahul and Arjun. So Rahul अपने Hindi, how he can use Hindi in day-to-day life and how it has helped him in his life till now. So he will talk in Hindi, he'll say his experience, and Arjun will talk about the JVB, what he has learned in JVB in Hindi.
Good morning, to everyone. मेरा नाम राहुल है और आज मैं आपको हिंदी के महत्व के बारे में बात करूँगा। 2 हफ्ते पहले जब मैं खुद के लिए भाषा सेलेक्ट कर रहा था 7th के लिए, मैंने इस वीडियो को देखा और मुझे बहुत सारे लैंग्वेज सीखने के तथ्यों के बारे में पता। इस वीडियो में अभी वर्क नहीं कर रहा, पर इसमें बताता है कि किसी लोगों को लिखना आता है कोई लैंग्वेज, किसी लोगों को पढ़ना आता है, किसी को सुनना आता है, और यहाँ पर बताता है कि हम बाइलिंगुअल है। अगर हम बाइलिंगुअल तो हमारे ब्रेन मोनोलिंगुअल लोगों से बहुत डिफरेंट होता है और थिंग्स डिफरेंट। तो जब हम बड़े होते हैं और कोई लैंग्वेज सीखते हैं तो फिर ये लेफ्ट साइड की ब्रेन ही सिर्फ ये एक लैंग्वेज के बारे में समझते हैं। तो फिर हम छोटे थे जब हमारे दोनों साइड दोनों साइड ब्रेन के दोनों साइड उस लैंग्वेज के बारे में सोचते हैं और हम फास्टर इसीलिए सीखते हैं जब छोटे। So the benefits of learning the Hindi language, हम जब किसी कठिन हिंदी शब्द पर आते हैं, जब हमारी टंग ट्विस्ट होती है, तो इस पर हम हमारी टंग की जब स्किल होती है वो ऐसे डिफरेंट वर्ड्स पर कठिन शब्द को प्रोनाउंस करना, तब ये हमारी स्किल आती है टंग की। जब हिंदी सीखते हैं, जब मैं दूसरों भारत के लोगों से बात कर पाता हूँ क्योंकि वो भी हिंदी बोलते हैं, मैं बिना सबटाइटल के मूवी, टीवी शो और कार्टून देख पाता हूँ और मैं दूसरे लोगों के साथ जोक शेयर कर सकता हूँ, उनकी स्टोरी सुन सकता हूँ। तो वैसे जोक है साइड में वहाँ। तो अगर इस कार्टून पर अगर आपको हिंदी समझ नहीं आएगी तो आपको जेएन के जोक्स और फनी शो जो करते हैं वो भी हिंदी में ये वाला बहुत फनी जोक्स होते हैं, आपको हिंदी समझ में आने पड़ती है। मेरा छोटा भाई स्ट्रगल्स विद अंडरस्टैंडिंग, तो फिर उसको सबटाइटल लगाने पड़ते हैं और इतना मज़ा नहीं आता सबटाइटल। तो ये कॉमिक्स भी अच्छी होती है, वहाँ पर हमको हिंदी पढ़नी पड़ती है। अच्छे जैसे तेनालीराम और अकबर बिरबल, वो सब पढ़ने के लिए आपको हिंदी मुझे हिंदी जब मैंने हिंदी पढ़नी सीखी तो फिर मैं ये सब पढ़ पाया। और बेनिफिट्स है कि मैं इंडिया में यात्रा कर सकता हूँ, जैसे कोई टिकट मास्टर, स्टेशन मास्टर को पूछ सकता हूँ यहाँ से कितने माइल है अहमदाबाद, और फिर हिंदी पुस्तकें पढ़ पाता हूँ और मैं दूसरे भारतीयों से बात कर पाता हूँ। Thank you to Hasnu uncle, Monica auntie, Swati auntie, Anusha auntie for teaching me Hindi. I am grateful to all of you. That's all. To sum it up, Hindi has had a very great impact on my life. धन्यवाद।
सबको जय जय दुर्गा। मेरा नाम अर्जुन है और मुझे ज्ञानशाला 4 रीजन से अच्छा लगता है। 1, यहाँ समी जी होते हैं जो बहुत ही केयरिंग है। 2, यहाँ मुझे जैनिज्म सीखने को मिलता है जिससे मुझे मेरे रिलीजन और कल्चर के बारे में पता चलता है। 3, मुझे यहाँ हिंदी सिखाते भी है जिससे मैं अपनी दादी और कजिन्स के साथ बात करता हूँ। 4, मुझे यहाँ बहुत अच्छे फ्रेंड्स और फैमिली का इंटरेक्शन मिलता है जिससे मैं हैप्पी टाइम स्पेंड करता हूँ। थैंक यू एवरीवन।
Thank you, Arjun and Rahul. Good job.
Next up, I would like to call Alok Uncle, who is our teacher for Charitra 2, which is all our senior students, and he will introduce his students who will be presenting. Thank you.
Adani Samiji, dear friends, I was fortunate to have the opportunity to take a class of the senior students graduating from school this year. And I called the course JVB Way of Life. I've had this passion inside me, a concern in my mind, that when kids leave, it's a huge, as all of you know, it's a huge transition when you go from high school to college. And your life changes, your environment changes, you get into all kinds of influences. And so the concern in my mind was, how do you put values deeply inside their minds, particularly Jain values, that can eventually help them irrespective of what circumstances they may face as they go to college and as they face their life afterwards. So I started the class by posing 3 questions. I wrote down 3 questions on the board the very first day I started the class. And the questions were, the first question was, how do you see yourself? And the second question was, what do you value most in your life? And the third question was, how do you deal with situations when things don't go your way? If you think deeply enough, then these questions are related to the 3 key principles, Samyak Darshan, Samyak Jnana, Samyak Charitra. How do you see yourself related to Darshan? What do you value most is related to Jnana, and how do you feel when things don't go your way is related to Charitra or Darshan, Charitra itself. So with that, what I wanted to do is, there's also an awful lot of confusion, even in adults, never mind the children, in people's minds about words like spirituality, religion, philosophy, virtues, values. How are they all related to each other? And what does Jainism have to do with all of this? So in one of the classes, we started with describing what is spirituality, and what is religion, and what's philosophy, and so on and so forth. And then introduced them to the 4 key fundamental principles of Jainism, and then went on from there. I wanted to end the class by giving them some tips in terms of how to be happy in life and how to be successful in life. Because if you were going to talk about Jain way of life, then it had to eventually deal with those. So although I had about 6 or 7 students, unfortunately in the senior grades, students are very, very busy and they can't come to the class all the time. But with all of that, I had 6 or 7 students from time to time. So I've chosen 2 of them. I've asked Manya and I've asked Sakshi to present their views of what they learned from the class. I wish Sandevi was here as well, because I was really impressed with what she was able to produce as a write-up in answer to the questions that we posed. So let's sit back and hear what Manya and Sakshi have to say. Thank you.
Pranam Swami Samiji and Jayachandra everyone. I wanted to start off today by thanking Alokapal for taking the time out of his busy schedule to teach our class. Our course was called The Jain Way of Life. Uncle taught me a lot in the span of a couple of months through a philosophical outlook of Jainism and how to utilize it in our daily life. Uncle started off the year by asking us 3 simple questions. How do you view yourself? What do you value most in your life? And how do you respond when things don't go your way? Through this brief presentation, I will attempt to provide my answers for some of these questions. To the first question, how do you view yourself, or how do you see yourself? At first, I responded with basic answers, simply hitting the criteria. For instance, I answered by stating that I am an optimistic 10th grader with multiple personality traits, like I am happy and I enjoy simple things. However, throughout the year, I learned that my answers were very one-sided, as I only addressed the worldly dimension. I remember the day Alokapal got up to the board and drew a long line and a point in the center. He said that this line represents our spiritual life or our soul, and the point represents the current life we live. My answers were focused on that one point, whereas I should have encompassed both the spiritual dimension and the worldly dimension. Through this course, I have learned to look at my life in 2 ways. I think about the goals in my current life, like what college I want to get to, or where I want to live in the future. And then I think about my spiritual goals, like how to get rid of my karmas. For the second question, what do you value most in life? I answered with things like kindness, honesty. But As we learned throughout the class, there were also different ways to answer these questions, with 3 dimensions, known as the material dimension, the social dimension, and general life qualities. So now I can say that I value a home, I value my relationship with my family and friends, and I do value lots of the qualities we have in us today. While Aloka did teach us a lot about Jainism and how to implement it, he also taught us about how to attain the goals that we have in this life. He told us about the 10 qualities of successful people: drive, self-resilience, willpower, patience, integrity, passion, connection, optimism, self-confidence, and communication. Now, as a teenager, I know I do not have all these qualities right now, but I have been working on opening myself up to these ideas. Every day, I choose a quality to exemplify. For instance, today I chose patience. Throughout the day, I exercise this trait. This becomes very hard in situations that don't go my way. Yet, I try to persevere without breaking the bonds of this simple quality. With Uncle's help, I've learned how to reach my goals in the best possible way, by never giving up and jumping the hurdles that come in my path, all while remaining spiritually connected to Jainism. I remain so by meditating every morning and participating in Vyushan and many other things that we do in JVB to get rid of my karmas and achieve the spiritual goal of salvation. Thank you.
Oh my God. Very nice.
Madam and Swami Sindhuji, Jai Shri everyone. I would also like to thank Alok Uncle because this year not only did we learn the foundation of Jainism through like the Kal Chakra or other philosophical matters, but we learned how to implement Jainism in our daily lives and how we can remember it in order for it to help us. So like what Manya and Alok Uncle stated, that this year an ongoing theme of the class was to answer 3 different questions. How do you view yourself? What do you value the most in life? And how do you respond when things don't go your way? While answering these questions may seem very basic, one fails to realize that they can be answered in 2 perspectives: the worldly perspective and the religious perspective. So let's all start off with how do you view yourself? Let's take 10 seconds to think about your answers. Most of you all were probably thinking about your name, age, origin, family, likes or dislikes, and to an extent you are all correct. These all define you as a person. If you want to be successful, these are truly what categorizes the world you're in. But Allah taught us to see things that are more permanent. Not what society claims you to be, but what drives your actions, the driving energy. Take a minute and think about why Jainism is important to you, and what it adds to your life and your personal beliefs. Why are you truly Jain? And how it builds your core values. Mentally list out what certain values that you will not compromise on whatsoever. And after you've done that, ask yourself how your spiritual identity has shaped you in thinking about yourself. After listing out all your core values, go back to how you view yourself. Do you view yourself as a truthful person, a loyal person, honest? We have learned that the perspective of yourself should be a blend of these 2 mixtures. Your name, but also your core values, while being cautioned that the external factors don't influence your internal ones. The second question is very similar to the first. Like the first, the question can be divided into 3 dimensions: the material, the social, and life's qualities. Once again, materialism enters our life through a new car, iPhone, or maybe even that cash with money your boss is going to give you. Obviously, all of us in this room love our family, friends, and fellow JVB attendees, and these form our social dimension. People surrounding us become our support system and help us through tough times. But what we need to rely on is our life's qualities, ranging from passion to self-reliance. They help us build a successful lifestyle. When thinking about certain qualities, imagine you're a role model, someone whose life you aspire to have. What has made them so successful and inspiring? Do they have a sense of drive to their work? Or do they ooze self-confidence that you aim to have? Then attempt to mimic these actions and see the tremendous amount of potential you can possibly gain. And the final question our uncle asked is, how do you respond when things don't go your way? And Siddhi can give you a first-hand account of how much screaming and shouting there is involved. The third question is a very thought-provoking one, as it not only asks you to delve deep into your inner feelings, but also contrast those feelings with what should be felt. When things don't go your way, we often almost react, either with anger or sorrow. But with time, the anger and sorrow actually disappears. So should we really be angry for that certain moment? I know it's very difficult to control your emotions, but I think the best thing we should do is to develop the habit of observing the situation and actually understanding why you're angry or why you're sad. Another tip is, don't let the outcome of the action define or influence your mood. The best way that Jainism has taught me to do that is through meditation. Sure, meditation is very hard to follow, but I think it grounds us and it shows us that there's a lot more to the world around us than what we actually believe is possible. Once again, I would like to thank Alawango for teaching me these 3 questions, because not only have they taught me what Jainism means, but how I can use it in my life.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to all the kids for their presentations and for the teachers for making it possible for the students to present. At this point of time, I would like to thank all the parents for bringing your kids to Gyanshala. I know it can be really taxing in the morning to get here on time and be here by 10 o'clock in the morning when Gyanshala starts. So this year we decided that it has been an unusual year with a lot of different things happening and going on. But in spite of that, there have been kids who have made it a point to be here at Gyanshala. So we want to appreciate kids who have attended at least more than 2/3 of the Gyanshala and have been here on time. So we are going to recognize those kids. I'm going to start with Siddhi. Please come forward and get a little token of appreciation on behalf of the Gyanshala. Adish, Krish, Tanvi, Anshul, Sachi, and Anshul. These are the students who have been present at Gyanshala for more than 2/3 of the Gyanshala. So a big hug to all of them and their parents for making sure that their kids are here.
Oh my.
Okay, and so now at this point I'm going to call Kajal and she is going to felicitate the teachers.
We cannot have Gyanshala without the Gyanshala teachers, and we are very, very thankful and grateful for a good committed team of teachers. I want to start with the smallest group, Arham group. We have Chandan. Okay. And then Gyan group, moving along is Suvarna and Sharda. Please come. They are our Jainism and Hindi teachers. Darshan group, we have Mansi and Hemang. This is well Hindi for Mansi and Hemang Jainism. Then we have Charity group, Anusha. and she's been teaching alongside with Samhijis. So thank you, Samhijis. Yoga, we have Sudhanshu and Ajay Gandhi. Then we have the coordinators, Dimple, Sheetal. Please come forward. Shikisha. And Kajal. That's it. Thank you so much.
So today being the graduation ceremony for the Gyanshala, it is also a day of, it's bittersweet for me, purely because my partner Kajal is now moving to India, and she has been Gyanshala coordinator for the past 4 years and 4 years even before that. So this is going to be really bittersweet in terms of her leaving, but we are really hoping that they have a great time in India, and I will definitely miss her. And Dimple has something to say also.
I told you not to get me started on this. Gyanshala is a very emotional place in my heart, so I don't want to.
जन जीते वो वीर और खुद को जीते वो महावीर। खुद को जीतने वाले महावीर की सब संतानों को जय जयेंद्र। गुरु गोविंद दो खड़े काले लागे पाए, बलिहारी देव आपकी गोविंद दिए दिखाए। हमें भगवान की पहचान कराने वाले, हमें भगवान की तरफ जाने का रास्ता दिखाने वाले, हमारे जीवन में ज्ञान का दीपक प्रज्वलित करने वाले, हमारे गुरु के चरणों में कोटि कोटि वंदन। Hello everyone. I was told to share a few experiences as a parent, as a coordinator. As a parent, I would like to share a few things. I grew up in a very big joint family, and there were a lot of people to talk about Jainism, about life, there were a lot of sharing, there were a lot of fights, there were a lot of things going around. So when my daughter Ashi was born, I always felt, would it be right to raise her in this country? What she would never know how it feels to be cared by a lot of people. But when we come to JVB, she gets a lot of attention and she calls everybody by Didi and Bhaiya, and she feels like it is a big extended family. So it is, as a parent, I feel that JVB is more like an extended family. And the special thanks for why the family ek saath judi hui hai is because of all the Shramijis who come here. Thank you, Shramiji. On behalf of Gyanshala, I thank all the teachers who put in a lot of heart and who share the most valuable weekend time to teach the kids. Thank you all the teachers. Thank you Jikisha Ben and Kajal ji for coordinating and making this Gyanshala event run every alternate Sunday. A very special thanks to Kajal ji. Kajal ji has been the coordinator for almost 8 years, 4 years last year and 4 years before. So very special thanks to Kajal ji for spending your time with us. On behalf of the entire JVB family, Shramiji wants to present a small gift as blessings. So please come here and accept.
Thank you, Dimple. I was going to say the same things, but you've already taken care of that, so thank you so much. And thank you again, Kajal, Jigisha, and Dimple for coordinating the kids program today. I think it worked out really well. All of the kids were able to present, and Anuji, I heard you say something about Sanemi. Sanemi is actually on her way to Austin. She is performing at the state UIM, so that's where she is right now. So I apologize on her behalf. But again, we have a few token of appreciation from JVB. I will request Sadandaji, please come up. Alok, please. And I just want to read this out. I was reading it myself. So Alokji has put a note here. Dear Vivek and Kajal, on behalf of JVB Board of Directors, we wish you and your family the very best of health, happiness and experience in your sojourn abroad. Thank you both of you all for all you have done to support JVB Houston. Please hurry back. Your work here is not done. So Vivek, I hope you are listening, and Kajal, I hope you are listening. I think, I don't know if the word thank you does justice to the effort and time the teachers spend in bringing our children. In many ways, if you think about it, children are our foundation for the future. If we keep bringing children here, give them the values, give them the right direction and right foundation, this institution will continue to survive and prosper. So it's fundamental. People who took that responsibility very, very seriously. Of course, Kajal has been involved in it for a long time now. Pretty foundational actually. And then Jigisha for the last 4 years. So, but let me just say thank you. I don't know how else to do it. So here's a small gift on behalf of JVB for both of you. Small flag, which is hopefully you remember, and like to say, hurry back. I mean it, hurry back. And good luck to you. Thank you.
Will miss each and one of you, each and everybody. And I don't know, I might get emotional. So it's a good 13 years. We have spent there are some years.
Once again, thank you very much for all you for the help and effort. Please do guide the people who are coming behind you.
Yes, absolutely.
And don't go away. You're still involved in it. Keep guiding them.
So for all the students and kids, we have a little parting memento for all of you for Gyanshala graduation. Please come and collect it from either Dimple, Kajal or myself. Okay? And back to Shandeji.
परम पूज्य गुरुदेव की चरण में वंदन, आदरणीय निर्देशिका जी, उपस्थित धर्मप्रेमी भाई बहनों और ज्ञानशाला के प्यारे प्यारे बच्चे। Every children gave good presentation, really excellent. So one more time, Om Arham. सचमुच में आज बच्चे कह रहे थे हम किसी से कम नहीं। सच में इस स्टेज पे आकर बोलना कोई आसान बात नहीं। हर किसी को बोलते यहाँ कर बोलो तो हाथ पैर कांपने लग जाएंगे, ऐसा लगेगा जैसे अर्थक्वेक आ गए। सचमुच में कुछ बच्चे ऐसे 2-3, एक किसका रोल है? सबसे बड़ा रोल है किसका? पेरेंट्स का है। जब बच्चा छोटा होता है तब बच्चे को स्कूल भेजते हो नहीं भेजते हो? बच्चा रोता है कि आप क्या करते हो? इतनी देर रोएगा, भेजोगे ना? वैसे ही जितनी स्कूल इम्पोर्टेंट है उतना ही इम्पोर्टेंट क्या है? ज्ञानशाला, पाठशाला उतनी ही इम्पोर्टेंट है। यहाँ आएगा तो बच्चा कैसा हो जाएगा? ऑलराउंडर होगा। स्कूल जाएगा, सीखेगा, बहुत कुछ सीखेगा, लेकिन जो चैंपियनशिप का जो ज्ञान है वो नहीं सीख पाएगा। इसलिए मैं हर अभिभावक को कहना चाहूंगी कि आप उनकी क्लास मिस मत कीजिए। अरे आप JVB के साथ नहीं जुड़े हैं तो आप JVB के साथ जुड़िए और बच्चे को ज्ञानशाला भेजिए। एक मुझे प्रसंग याद आ रहा है, जब पहले के जमाने में क्या होता था, दादा क्या करते? समय के लिए बैठ जाते। जो छोटा सा होता था वो भी क्या करता? एक्शन करता, वो भी आसन लेता, मुंबत्ती बांधता, माला लेता, यानी बच्चे कैसे सीखते हैं। एक बार मम्मी सिलाई कर रही थी और सिलाई करते करते मशीन खराब हो गई। मम्मी क्या करती है? जहाँ पर मशीन में छेद थे वहां पर तेल डालती है, ऑयल डालती है, यानी मशीन वापस अच्छे से स्मूथली चलने लग जाएगी। बच्चा खेल रहा था, बच्चे ने मम्मी से पूछा, मम्मी क्या बात है, अब क्या कर रही हो? मम्मी ने कहा कि जो मशीन चला रही थी उसमें जो छेद है वो छेद के अपने ऑयल डालने से मशीन अच्छी चलती है, यानी मशीन थोड़ी खराब हो गई है। अब 2-3 दिन के बाद क्या हुआ? पापा सो रहे थे और खराटे आ रहे थे और बच्चे को लगा कि मशीन खराब हो गई है, ऑयल लेकर आता है और क्या करता है? उसके अंदर ऑयल डालता है। मम्मी ने पूछा क्या कर रहे हो? कि पापा की मशीन खराब हो गई है। यानी बच्चे कैसे सीखते हैं? बच्चे बोलने से नहीं सीखते हैं, जितना बच्चे देखने से सीखते हैं। जो परिवार में आप साथ में रहते हो, हस्बैंड वाइफ साथ में रहते हैं, चाहे कुछ भी प्रसंग आ जाए, चाहे गुस्सा भी हो जाओ, ऐसा कोई प्रसंग हो तो बच्चे के सामने प्रेम नहीं करना चाहिए। यानी बच्चे जैसा देखते हैं वैसा सीखते हैं, यानी आप जैसे संस्कार डालते हैं वैसे बच्चे का विकास होता है। तो सबसे बड़ा रोल है पेरेंट्स का। तो आज के मैं यही कहना चाहूंगी कि आप बच्चे को इतना टाइट भी मत रखिए कि अजी बिना का तार हो टाइट खींचो तो टूट जाएगा, इतना ढीला भी मत छोड़िए कि वो चलने ही नहीं लगे। यानी आज के दिन बस अपने बच्चे को अच्छे संस्कार दीजिए और ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्या करना है? जितनी स्कूल इम्पोर्टेंट है उतनी ही ज्ञानशाला, पाठशाला इम्पोर्टेंट है। तो आपको ज्ञानशाला हर बच्चे को भेजना है। हम क्या करेंगे? अटेंडेंस लेंगे, हमको पता चल जाएगा कि कौन से परिवार का बच्चा आ रहा है, कौन सा नहीं आ रहा है। इसके बाद तो किसकी मीटिंग होगी? पेरेंट्स की। आज तो होगी टीचर की, उसके बाद होगी पेरेंट्स की।
I think in my emotional state, I forgot a very important person, and he's been instrumental teacher of the year, and that is Alok uncle. Please, uncle, come forward. Alok uncle has been teaching Yakshala Jainism to the Charitri 2 group, and you heard the 2 kids speak today. He has really been very, powerful in his explanations to them to connect the Jainism to the real world, and we thank him very much for this new perspective.
I go to His Holiness the Dean, respected
Samiji, all Sravikas, teachers, and dear kids, Gyanshala students. We were listening and seeing a small glimpse of Gyanshala students. What they learn in Gyanshala from their loving, caring, learning teachers and Samijis. By the grace of Dev Guru Dharma, we hope that this mission of saving new generation will grow and flourish day by day. And all kids of Houston, Indian and Jain families will try to join Gyanshala. Gyanshala is possible only with the students who are keen interested to learn our culture, religion and language, with the parents who support them, and mostly, more importantly, with dedicated volunteer teachers who are really foundation of this program. For that, I take this moment to show our wholeheartedly appreciation and blessings to everyone who has made this another successful year of Gyanshala, and good luck for next year. Om तन्मयता अपने आप को मंगलमय अनुभव करते हुए दोनों हाथ जुड़े हुए, आंखें कोमलता से बंद। नमो अरहंताणं, नमो सिद्धाणं, नमो आयर्याणं, नमो वज्रायाणं, नमो लोये सब्बसाहूणं। एषु पंचनमुक्कारो सर्वपावपणासनो मंगलानं च सर्वेषु परमं हवै मंगलम्। चत्तारि मंगलम्, अरहन्ता मंगलम्, सिद्धा मंगलम्, साधु मंगलम्, केवली कर्णतो धम्मो मंगलम्। चत्तारि लोकोत्तमा, अरहन्ता लोकोत्तमा, सिद्धा लोकोत्तमा, साधु लोकोत्तमा, केवली कर्णतो धम्मो लोकोत्तमः। चत्तारि शरणं भवज्जामि, अरहन्ते शरणं भवज्जामि, सिद्धे शरणं भवज्जामि, साधु शरणं भवज्जामि, केवली कन्नतं धम्मं शरणं भवज्जामि। विघ्नहरण मंगलकरण स्वामदीक्षुरो नाम, गुणियोलक सुमिरन किया सदैव चिंत्यात्मा। अंगूठे अमृत बसे लब्धि कणा भंडार। श्री गुरु गौतम समरिये मन वांछित फल दाता, मन वांछित फल दाता। ओम।